Watson has a bombshell article, but we're going to change the headline because it's not even bombshell enough. The headline is Video, Border Patrol Agent Sums Up Startling Gravity of Immigration Crisis. The headline is Shock Video. Shock Video. Border Patrol admits that there's no such thing as citizens anymore. Shock Video. Border Patrol says citizens don't exist, basically.
Doing U.S. Border Patrol, how many people on board?
Me?
U.S. citizen.
Yeah, but does it really matter?
Not anymore, unfortunately. Thank you.
You too.
And then they have an interview in there in the article breaking it all down. I mean, that is just bombshell. I mean, this is just crazy town, folks. Toll-free number to join us, 800-259-9231. We're going to break down all the newest breaking news as well, but let's go to your calls first. William in FEMA Region 2, what former state are you in under occupied North America?
That's New York.
Okay, so you're where the country started up there in New York. Well, I guess the globalists couldn't take over, the British couldn't take over with weapons, but I guess the globalists took over with propaganda and BS and red tape, didn't they?
Let me clarify. That's New York State, not New York City. Big difference. A lot of people don't get that.
No, I know it's a big difference.
All right? But, Alex, big supporter. Okay, I called in before, previously. I'm really getting sick and tired, man. Please stop saying that you're going to be leaving. Okay? I can understand the science behind that, but, you know, you got a lot of loyal listeners, and, you know, there's no difference if you know...
Brother, here's the deal. I'm not leaving the country, but I'm so honest that it's like an instinct. It'd be like if you were married, but Marilyn Monroe in her prime was saying, come on, baby. It'd be really hard even if you were a good preacher, or, you know, or if you were Moses. It'd be really, or King David, you know, couldn't say no. So the whole issue is it's like running to South Pacific, getting out of here with my family, it literally is just a constant draw. So I'm honest with people. But then I say there's nowhere to run even medium term, so I'm going to stay. But it's just, go ahead and make your point.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm just saying, my point is it frustrates a lot of people. I'm one of them that get really frustrated with that comment. Anyway, also, with the border crisis, you're talking about, you know, saying that, I don't understand why you're coddling these people. You're saying, oh, it's not their fault. You know, it is their fault. They intentionally want to come here and destroy the country. A lot of them.
Yeah, but I mean, folks, listen, do you have any idea how ignorant just the general public is that's blue-collar, busy working all day? I mean, they have no idea how the world even works. These people are desperate. And I think it's important to humanize them, but to point out they're being used as weapons. But I mean, sure, a lot of them are criminals. I mean, the whole world, if you're a criminal, just get to the U.S. and you're fine.
Understood.
So I get your point. But, I mean, what do you say about some poor woman from Guatemala who saves up all her money and gets a bus ride up to Texas? I mean, obviously, she's being exploited by the mafia. That's the Democratic Party. And obviously, she's going to vote to take my guns and literally rule me and my family. But still, I don't hate her. You understand that gives me the moral high ground, though, as well?
Understood. Can I give you just a tiny bit of background? I have a wife that's immigrant. I'm not going to say what country or origin, but played the cards right, went to school here, came here as a young child, played the cards right, went to high school, graduated high school, college, had 2 children with me, and still had a problem getting her citizenship until I spoke to a legislator that helped me out with
I want to hear about this because, no, it's true. This is Alex Jones for InfoWarsLife.com. The latest in preparedness is now here. An electrically stabilized colloidal silver solution that can be added to both your home cabinet and preparedness pack alike. Concentrated to 30 parts per million in what has been dubbed the survival silver solution. The new InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver is the answer for you and your family. And it's entirely free of toxic artificial additives that are loaded into many products. The InfoWars Life Silver Bullet Silver is so powerful that it is concentrated into a 2-ounce bottle and is not recommended formulated for extended continual use. This is not a low-grade formula. We are working with one of the top laboratory manufacturers in the United States to bring you the best form of colloidal silver using electrical processes within a base of deionized water for your preparedness storage or your home kitchen. Purchase your bottle of InfoWarsLife.com Silver Bullet Colloidal Silver today and find other amazing supplements at InfoWarsLife.com. Now, I want to race through your calls now. I want to go back to the article up on InfoWars.com by Steve Watson with the headline, Video, Border Patrol Agent Sums Up the Startling Gravity of Immigration Crisis and says that it means nothing to be a citizen. That's what he's saying. Because what do you have to, I mean, to be a citizen, sometimes they conscript you for war. It means you have rights. It means you can go and vote. It means you can run for office. It means you are the government. Well, now they're saying, oh, no, anybody that comes here. Colorado has seen a 90+% increase the last year. That was in the news last week for illegals wanting their driver's license, and they're given them, and then they're allowed to vote. I can't go to Mexico and vote. They would laugh at me. They would beat me up, and rightfully so. At least they have nationalism down there. They're a failed third world country, but at least they have nationalism. It's been drummed out of us. Let's play the clip of the truck driver. The full video is up on Infowars.com in Texas, 70+ miles from the border. And they say, are you a U.S. citizen? And he says, yeah, but does it matter? And the Border Patrol agent says, yeah, not really anymore. Because if illegals show up to him, he just loads them, takes them to ICE, who's Obama run, and then the Democratic Party and the former head of the Ford Foundation, who set all this up, decides where to send them. And the cops in Dallas said this week, over the weekend, they said, we had an article, anybody protests, we're coming after you. You don't protest. In Texas, you do what you're told. Just like all over DFW, they say you can't stand with political signs on the side of the road, but if it's a pizza place or Liberty Tax, you're allowed to. Dallas is shameful, ladies and gentlemen. My hometown calls itself Republican. What a joke. It's turning blue right now. And the Republicans are all too busy going to their Baptist churches and visiting their hookers at night to even know what's going on around them. Makes me want to vomit. I'll hand this to at least so-called liberals in old liberal bastions like Austin. They leave the First Amendment alone at least partially. Because the liberals won't put up with it. But see, the new liberal, oh, it's not allowed. William, you were finishing up about how hard it was, your wife, all the stuff she went through to try to become a citizen legally. Describe that versus coming here illegally. You're just instantly legalized, but put on the Democratic Party assembly line. Break it down.
Okay, well, here it is, Alex. You know, my wife, really good girl. Every husband thinks their wife that way. But come here, a whole family, worked hard, paid taxes, always worked. Like I said, graduated high school, graduated college with honors, you know, paid taxes, which a lot of people aren't too into these days, it seems, but had problems getting her citizenship, which I found out because we had 2 children. This is 20 years later, mind you. And then was also told she couldn't vote unless she had citizenship. You know, I got through the red tape somehow by luck and spoke to a legislator. Legislator put me in touch with my local congresswoman, and somehow...
Well, that's another thing. Americans have been taught how to not work the system, even legally and lawfully. But I've noticed the La Raza and Mecha people are always on my website going, you're going to get it, Whitey, we're going to get you one day, we're going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. And they'll say, we know how to work the system, you don't. And really what it is, and then they'll say, and blacks don't know either, ha, ha, ha. I mean, you can literally type that in, and you'll find it on InfoWars in the comments. And that's not your average Hispanic American, but that's who the Democrats are behind. That's who they're empowering. That's who they're saying is normal, so they can bully other people to join their racial club. It is exactly like the Ku Klux Klan. It's just Hispanic, and it's run by the Department of Defense, Ford Foundation, and the Rand Corporation on record. And you want to know how they're going to break this country? They don't let you come in legal. They bring you in illegal to make sure you're the very poorest people who don't want to follow laws and things. You fit right into Akron. Again, Veritas Project, and I appreciate your call, walked into facility after facility and said, we want to run small children, children we're trafficking in here to run sex operations with them. Okay, great, wonderful. We'll set you up with that. We've got all the operators to help you. I mean, it was just like, you're part of, absolutely, because what do you think's going on in there? That's what it is. That's all they do is run in these Democratic Party affiliated operations, is run criminal operations. And, of course, they don't want us having guns. If you're a Democratic operative in Chicago, you can have a machine gun. You're not getting in trouble with the cops. You can beat people up at bars. You can kill your neighbor. You don't get in trouble. Unless you go against the system, then they take you down. But, see, then your country collapses. So that's how this country now works in these areas controlled by them. And the Republican leadership has sold out to the mafia and has decided that, you know, they're going to go along with this because they're being blackmailed by the NSA on record. I've had William Binney, number 4 in the NSA, go public and say there's blackmail across the board. And others have gone public saying the same thing. And then they run these operatives out there that pose as conservatives going, Alex Jones claims he has whistleblowers on like Wayne Madsen and William Binney, who claims he was an intelligence agent. They won't even say where he was from, hoping that the people watching him on TV don't go look it up. I mean, William Binney is on record who he was in hundreds of newspapers, New York Times, Associated Press, London Guardian. But they have people come out to their Republican audiences and go, all right, let me tell you who you got to look out for. It's this KGB agent. Literally, this one guy, it's incredible humor. People send it to me. I only watch it because of humor. The little secret around here is I love being attacked. Not in the sadomasochistic way, but it's like a joke. It's entertainment. But I swore it off 6-7 years ago and have really cut back. But I was watching one of these videos, and this guy talks with a get smart type accent. And he goes, and guess who else we've got? KGB operative Alex Jones. That's right. And he's got these intelligence agents he claims, and they claim work for the government. That's right. Wayne Madsen, William Binney. Huh. As if anybody believes that. And the crowd's like laughing. I mean, it's like, next he's going to say 2 + 2 = 4. Huh? Think so, baby? Let's go to your calls. Wesley in Tennessee, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. Yeah. For anybody who's, feeling sorry for, I get it. I feel sorry for these people that are, living in these third world countries and want to come up here. But the answer isn't to bring them here, like you say, it's to fix their country. But regardless of that, I'm going to Japan just to study here in a month or two, and you would not believe the amount of protocol you have to go through just to go study, let alone become a citizen of Japan. My
yeah,
God,
that's because we're called first world nations, and we don't want to collapse into disease. I mean, does anyone have any idea how scary third world countries are? Geraldo Rivera says we're just fear-mongering.
Oh, yeah, or racist, so just play that card over and over. You're racist. You don't.
I challenge Geraldo Rivera to come back on my show and defend his ideas here fairly. I'll give him 50-50 time, 30 minutes. I've been on his radio show, his TV show. He's come on my show a couple times. He needs to come on. And don't give me that News Corps won't let you come on, Geraldo. Go ahead.
I actually got a lot of respect for him when he came on your show that one time, and, he admitted you're right about the NSA and stuff like that. But then, I'm losing respect for him again right now. So.
Well, no, he said, I'm sorry, you're right. Off air, he said, there's a lot of evidence, 9/11's like you say, to a great extent. There's a lot of evidence of government drug dealing, and there's a lot of evidence of the NSA. And, well, I got to say you were right. And I grew up watching Geraldo when, like, the Klan broke his nose and all that. I loved Geraldo when I was a kid. And I'm not somebody enamored with stars now, but if I was a fan of somebody when I was a kid, like Dave Mustaine, it's really weird then when you're having dinner with them. And, yeah, it's very irritating. I mean, come on, Geraldo. Why don't you live in Guatemala if it's so great?
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.
Wesley, what was your point about Israel and Gaza and all the rest of it?
Well, you know, in this whole conspiracy thing, you know, researching this, Israel is the part where I struggle the most, being a Christian and all, because clearly it was founded as a Rothschild, you know, state, Zionism and all this, but I'm starting to see all this anti-Semitism sprout back up, you know, all these riots and stuff, and that kind of scares me because, yeah, clearly Israel is in the wrong in a lot of this. It's the government, though. It's not the people themselves, and I don't want a whole lot, you know, the world hear Israel and they think Jews. Okay, it's all the Jews' fault. It's not. Jews aren't the, you know, center of this conspiracy. They're not the ones running the world.
Well, look. It's so sophisticated that I hate to even get into it unless I do an hour-long breakdown on it. We probably should set aside a week sometime, a whole week, just spend an hour each day on the history of the Middle East, the history of that area where Israel is, the surrounding Palestine, to really discuss it. But both sides demonize the other. Both sides spew out rhetoric and disinfo. And Israel does a lot of things that I don't like. That said, the Palestinians and the folks in the Gaza Strip murder and kill and stone to death and drag people behind motorcycles who say don't shoot rockets. I mean, you're not allowed to have your freedom to say I'm against this. They kill you. So here's the deal. I don't want to put my wife in a burqa or my children, my daughters, and I don't want to adopt that. I mean, Egypt's not letting them in for a reason. So, and it's a diverse group of Palestinians, and it's a diverse group in Israel. So it's not just choose a side. It's sophisticated. I mean, Israel and a separate Israeli administration. See, it's more sophisticated than that. It's wrong to even say Israel. An Israeli administration in the mid-'70s founded Hamas to radicalize and destabilize Palestinian-held areas. Now, that's bad. I think that's terrible. I'm not against Israel. I'm against that. Netanyahu came out a month and a half ago and said, we need ISIS. Good thing they're doing destabilizing things. That's immoral to say run around and blow up countries that are stable where Christians and Jews and who've lived in peace and non-radical Muslims are being killed. I criticize Netanyahu big time. I didn't get any thanks from all the Arab lobbies and the Palestinian lobby and all the white supremacists that all run around together on these websites attacking me. Because I work for Israel, according to them. I'm Jewish, and I need to be killed. I'm not Jewish, but it wouldn't matter if I was. And so I'm just like, you know what? You people act so horrible and so vitriolic and so tribal and so dumbed down. I'm not with you. I don't like people with primitive rockets being bombed by F-16s. I get the Goliath-David analogy. But at the same time, I'm not joining you. I don't like you either, on average. It's the same deal where my friend doesn't like you. I don't like you either. I have the death sentence on 12 systems. I'm just going back to quoting Star Wars here, but I'm not some criminal here who just wants to start a fight. That I feel for the Palestinian children. I like a lot of interesting thing about Arab culture. I went to high school and college and had Arab friends and people. I was against murdering all the Iraqis and doing those wars. I'm against overthrowing Syria. I'm against starting wars, overthrowing countries, putting sanctions on people. I'm against chaos. I'm against evil. But it's more sophisticated than that. I mean, do you get where I'm coming from here, Wesley?
Oh, yeah, I agree completely with you. And I see that stuff, too, about you being, you know, with
Good, let them say it. I love you. Fine. I work for Israel. Yes, it's all true. Can we move on now to fluoride in the water and garbage in the vaccines and all the rest of it? Of course, I'm against Israel wanting to attack Syria, so I work for Israel. I'm against Netanyahu wanting to back ISIS. I must work for Israel.
Hi, I'm Shane Steiner. A lot of you have been following my progress using Super Male Vitality. The last 19 weeks has been an incredible experience. I was feeling a little down and lethargic during the holidays, and none of the supplements that I was taking were doing any good. That's when my longtime friend from high school, Alex Jones, introduced me to Super Male Vitality. I was a little skeptical at first. Not only would I have the energy to work out and go to the gym, but it was actually the changes were happening to my body a lot more rapidly. My whole mood, my libido, everything had completely changed. The concentrated organic herbs, they stimulate your natural systems to produce the natural hormones that you need. I just really wanted to bulk up and hit it hard, and I went in for about the first 5 weeks and was lifting heavy weight and just really hitting it hard, and I gained 20 pounds of muscle immediately. Since that, I've decided I was going to lose some weight and slim down. I just changed up my workout a little bit, and 35 pounds came off. Folks, this is not a joke. This is not a gimmick, it's real. Super Male Vitality, available at InfoWarsLife.com.